Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's nice to be here today in the new year talking about why we became coaches, because I think it's important for you to know our background. We've worked through a lot of self-esteem issues and come out the other side, and we're so excited to help other people build their self-esteem and self-worth. And you may have heard my story, but I'll summarize it quickly, that I was a research nurse in ovarian cancer and OB, and basically just really tough emotionally to see people struggle with their lives. Their life was on the line, and a lot of women did not make it. So I started to see that there were other avenues, ancient practices, more refined modern practices in meditation and energy work and so forth that can really make deep changes. We can change our old stuck patterns. We can do this. And what I've found is that the trauma or the negative events that have happened to us, these imprints get stuck in our energy field at the cellular memory level, and pain energy attracts pain energy. So if you've been neglected or hurt or abused in some fashion, we tend to not know that there's another way, an easier way to live. I believe we have to clear these patterns out of us. It takes courage, but it doesn't take a lot of time. And that's what I've found to be the most useful for shifting our patterns. And you both have beautiful practices as well and stories to tell. Maybe Sara, would you like to start?
Yeah, well, it was actually never my intention to become a coach. I always wanted to have my own business. I was really passionate about that. But essentially, I became a coach because I had overcome something which I saw so many people struggling with. And, that's my why, kind of overcoming crippling low self-esteem to the point where, I physically would cry looking in the mirror because I just hated what was staring back at me. And, low self-esteem affected so many areas of my life. It stole so much of my peace, my happiness, my identity. And it wasn't until I kind of started on my own personal development journey, and I think I was around probably 2021, so I was quite young. So I started on my personal development journey, and I started to really, look at myself from a different perspective, and I started to really question who I was. And I actually remember the day, and I watched something online, and this woman said that you have to know who you are. And I first thought, what does it mean when you have to know who you are? And I asked a member of my family at the time, I said, what does it mean when you have to know who you are? And I became fascinated with finding out, well, who am I? Who am I? And I don't mean I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm a daughter. I mean, who am I in my heart and my soul? I mean, you could argue at 21, not many people know who they are. We're still discovering who we are at that age. But nonetheless, I was still fascinated by it. And I guess that triggered my personal development journey. And when I started to understand myself and started to change my perspective on things I'd been through, I started to heal from the inside out, and then I started to overcome low self-esteem issues kind of from the inside out, and so because I had basically coached myself to confidence from not looking in mirrors to loving who I am.
That's amazing.
Internally, I kind of saw that, so many women, so many people, it doesn't matter who it is, struggle with low self-esteem. And there are many reasons why that is. But there are also many reasons and many different tool strategies for changing that. And the biggest thing I think that, we all need to realize is that we can change, we can grow, we can evolve. And as long as you have a growth mindset and not a fixed mindset, you can heal from things. You can learn to love yourself. You really, really can. You just got to really want to and really start to get curious. So that's my why, really.
Wow, that's so powerful. That is really extraordinary to have done it yourself. That's a lot of commitment and desire, right?
Yeah, it was. And, I remember my mum saying, I think I was around 15, and she took me to a makeup shop. And because she'd spend quite a lot of money on good makeup for me, because I'd always wear it. It was like my safety thing. And this woman, she wanted to test some makeup on me. And I remember sitting on the chair in the middle of a really busy shop, and she's got the makeup wipes and she's taking off the makeup that I've got on so she could colour match my skin. And each wipe, I can feel myself wanting to cry more and more and more, because I felt so vulnerable in this public place. So
Wow.
I couldn't even look at myself in mirrors. So to be in a busy shop in front of my mum, I didn't even let her see me without makeup. I was feeling so vulnerable. And all of a sudden, the woman showed me the mirror and tested it, and I just burst into tears in this shop. And it was then when my mum said, look, you need to kind of get help. But she couldn't afford to send me to any counselling or anything. And the only thing that was available was free counselling through my doctors. And that was a long waiting list. So I didn't end up seeing kind of anybody to help me, really. And so I kind of figured it out on my own. But,
That's extraordinary.
my pain is my message, and it's
Wow.
it's how I help women and people. So yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, Sandy, you have an amazing story, I know.
Well, like Sara, I never really set out to be a coach. I came from the corporate world, and my story goes much farther back. I was the third of four children. I was always felt like I didn't belong. Always felt like I was inconveniencing my family. And it was kind of one of those things where you're like, oh, if I could just curl up and hide, it's better if I did. And I really didn't like myself very much. So food was my friend. I was as they used to call me in school, I looked like a weeble. I wobbled. And, I learned that pain was something that I probably deserved, is how I felt. The things like, oh, you're really smart, or you're really cute. Your face is really cute, but maybe you should just lose some weight, and I lived with that up until in my 40s. I got married for all the wrong reasons. I just wanted to get the hell out of the house. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I can relate.
And, I thought that I didn't matter, that, no one loves me, so why should I love myself? And I didn't like looking in the mirrors either, Sara, and God forbid I had to go buy clothes. It's just, I didn't want to do that. And so I was a bitter person, and I went into my marriage as a bitter person, had two beautiful boys, but, that didn't last because I wasn't happy. It wasn't what I wanted. And so I threw myself into being the person that I thought I needed to be. And so I joined the corporate world. I ran a large self-storage company. And boy, I was a drill sergeant. I was like, you do this, you do that. You don't know. You don't have a choice. It's my way or the highway, go. And then one day somebody said, you know what? You're not a very nice person. And I said, what? Why? And that really kind of made me reflect. And I realized since I was a child that I hated myself. I didn't like who I was. So I pushed people away and decided, okay, I'm going to change. I went back to school to be a counselor. I thought, well, that could help me. I was really close to getting my master's in that and decided, oh, this coaching thing seems a lot friendlier, a lot more individual. I can be who I am.
Oh, that's lovely.
And the journey to finding yourself is through a lot of self-examination, a lot of tears, a lot of, oh, I can't believe I did that. And I call it the awakening. You wake up one day and you're like, I'm pretty good. You come full circle. The thing is, you have to know where you were to get where you want to go. And you have to understand that you can forgive yourself for the things you did. I forgave myself, but I know the pain of not loving yourself. I know the pain of not feeling needed. I know the pain of not wanting anyone to look at you, to like you, to even remotely think about loving you. And that's what I want to help people with.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I became a coach. It wasn't to make the money. It was to find who I truly was. And it morphed into something else.
That's what you both have said. Once you find this place of like and then self-love, at that place I realize I'm connected to this love, and so is everybody else. Not everybody's aware of it yet, but all I want to do is share it, because this is how we're going to heal a lot of people and, potentially the planet. And this is just such good work, and it's such an honor to be with you both. I just think you're tremendous women, and it's, meant to be that we're to work together. So we'd love to help you. We are always open to your ideas on the best way to do that. And we've got lots of good ideas for different courses and panel discussions and workshops and ways to help you wherever you are in your life. So keep us posted on what you're looking for, and we'll keep posting the offers that we've got at the moment and the ideas, and comes with a full heart of really wanting to help. So let us know. Yeah. Anything finally you guys want to say?
Can I add something? Yeah. You have to understand that you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to love yourself. We're human. We're meant to be connected. We're meant to be in relationships. We're not meant to wallow in pity and feel sorry for ourselves. We're all meant for something bigger, something better, something more important. And sometimes the journey is difficult to get there. But at the end, it's quite glorious.
Yeah.
And I think we all would tell you, the day that you realize you matter and you're important is probably the most glorious day and the best you'll ever feel.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you two felt that way, but when like I said, I awakened and realized that I was meant to be something, that I wasn't nothing. That old saying, God doesn't make any junk.
Right.
Right. Well, that's true.
It's so true. Yeah.
And I always wanted to be like Mr. Rogers.
What qualities?
He was kind and passionate, and he has empathy, and he truly, I could always, when I watched him as a kid, he really is concerned about who I am.
Oh, isn't that something? Oh.
And, just remember you matter. And that's important.
Yeah, definitely. You are enough. I think that's what Marissa Pierre, she's a coach in the UK, says, you are enough. And when you obviously start to believe that, I think many of us live from a protection identity, don't we? We live our life in protection mode, trying to protect ourselves from everything. But yeah, realizing you are enough is honestly the most powerful belief you can ever have. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah, truly. And one last thing was realizing, how could God or the universe love everybody else but me? It just all of a sudden it was like a light bulb. That doesn't make sense. I am worth it too. So thank you both.
You're welcome.
Appreciate y'all being here. Bye-bye.
Bye.